The universe is about 13.8 billion years old, and the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. The past is already written, and we more or less know what has happened. But what will happen a billion years from now? According to estimates, the Earth's population will reach its peak around the year 2100, after which it will begin to decline. In that year, the most populated cities will be very different from today's, with Tokyo dropping from 1st to 28th place, and 22 African cities in the top 40 compared to only 3 currently. The most populated city in the Americas will be New York, in 22nd place, and the most populated in Europe will be Paris, in 67th place. In 2115, the film 100 Years, written by and starring John Malkovich and directed by Robert Rodriguez, will be released. The plot of the film remains a closely guarded secret, but 3 different trailers have been released, each imagining a different future. In the year 2999, on December 31st, the composition Longplayer will end after 1,000 years, having begun on January 1st, 2000. This composition, by the way, is based on a computer algorithm. In the year 3000, the tidal forces exerted by the Moon on the Earth will have caused months to last several seconds longer. Also around that time, the current North Star will be replaced by the star Erie, due to the shifting equinoxes. And in the year 3183, the Pyramid of Time, begun in Germany in 1993, will be completed. Only 3 of the 120 stones have been placed so far. By the year 12,000, humanity will have mixed so much that human genetic differences, such as skin, hair, or eye color, will no longer be regionalized. In other words, it will be difficult to guess where a person is from based solely on their appearance. By the year 17,000, the Sahara's climate will return to tropical, as it was some 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, when the Sahara was entirely green. The last supervolcanic eruption occurred 28,500 years ago, and the next one is predicted to happen in the year 19,000, and I don't think it will be very exciting. The Elephant's Foot in Chernobyl is estimated to become completely radioactive in about 20,000 years. Also around that time, according to linguist Swadesh, the core vocabulary of future languages will have retained only 1% of the vocabulary we have today. In 50,000 years, some scientists believe we will experience another ice age, regardless of current global warming. However, there is also a scientific view that global warming will delay this ice age. Around that time, Niagara Falls will have completely eroded the remaining 32 kilometers to Lake Erie and will cease to exist forever. In 100,000 years, due to the natural movement of the stars, the constellations will be entirely different from what you see every night. In the next 500,000 years, Earth will likely be struck by an asteroid 1 kilometer in diameter, unless we stop it, of course. Also around that time, the picturesque Badlands National Park will have been completely eroded. In 1 million years, Desdemona and Cressid, moons of Uranus, will likely have collided. Equally spectacular, Betelgeuse, a red supergiant, will explode in a supernova and will be visible from Earth in daylight for a few months. Without maintenance, the Great Pyramid of Giza will then disappear. In 2 million years, coral reef ecosystems will have fully recovered from the ocean acidification caused by humans. Furthermore, the Grand Canyon will have eroded and become an immense valley. In 3 million years, due to the Earth's continued slowing, days will now last a minute longer. In 10 million years, most of the species we know will have disappeared, having gradually evolved into new forms. Moreover, the planet will be celebrating. A new continent will have formed. The African plate and the Somali plate will have completely separated. And in 50 million years, Africa will once again take center stage, as its collision with Eurasia will cause the Mediterranean basin to close and create a mountain range similar to the Himalayas. Around that time, Phobos is also expected to have collided with Mars, leaving the red planet with only one moon, Deimos. Between 50 and 400 million years from now, Earth will have naturally replenished its fossil fuel reserves. In 80 million years, the last of the current Hawaiian Islands will have sunk beneath the sea. But don't worry, Hawaii won't disappear, as new islands will have emerged in the area during this time. In about 100 million years, Earth will be struck by an asteroid the size of the one that wiped out the dinosaurs, if we don't prevent it. Furthermore, Saturn's rings will have disappeared by then. In 180 million years, days on Earth will be an hour longer than they are now, which could be a good opportunity to watch videos on this channel and subscribe. In 240 million years, from its current position, the solar system will complete one full orbit around the Milky Way. And in 250 million years, the coast of California will collide with Alaska. In about 300 million years, Earth could have become a supercontinent like Pangaea was some 200 million years ago. Scientists outline three distinct possibilities: Amasia, Novo-Pangaea, and Pangaea Proxima. This would likely lead to an ice age, causing a drop in sea level, an increase in oxygen levels, and a decrease in global temperatures. This, in turn, would result in rapid biological evolution of the animal and plant kingdoms. But this supercontinent would only remain joined for about 100 million years. When it begins to break apart again, temperatures will rise in a way similar to what happened during the Cretaceous period. In about 500 million years, a gamma-ray burst or hypernova is estimated to occur, less than 6,500 light-years away, close enough for its rays to affect Earth's ozone layer, likely causing a mass extinction, provided the explosion is precisely aligned with Earth. And even worse news would come in 600 million years. Tidal acceleration has moved the moon so far away that there will never be any more solar eclipses. Furthermore, the increased luminosity of the sun will cause various problems on Earth. The tectonic plates will stop moving. With less volcanic activity, CO2 levels begin to decline. 99% of plants will be unable to photosynthesize in the long term. In about 800 million years, the planet continues to warm and CO2 levels continue to decrease. The few plant species that have survived have done so thanks to some new evolutionary traits, such as more efficient photosynthesis, becoming carnivorous, or forming symbiotic relationships with fungi. Many animals migrate to the poles or underground. The vast majority of animal and plant life would be found in the ocean, as the Earth would become a barren desert. In 900 million years, photosynthesis ceases to be possible, oxygen stops being recycled, and the ozone layer disappears, allowing deadly ultraviolet radiation to reach the surface. Perhaps a few species would survive in the ocean, but multicellular life would gradually become extinct. In 1 billion years, the Earth's temperature will reach an average of 47 degrees Celsius. Part of the oceans will have been subducted into the Earth's mantle, with some remnants remaining at the poles. The little multicellular life that remained will have become extinct by then, and the only life left on Earth will be single-celled microorganisms.